Coming up next, we are very delighted to have Mr. Steve Sinclair, Senior Vice President, Product and Marketing, Mojo Vision, to share with us on the topic of invisible computing, seeing the world through smart contact lenses. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve Sinclair, and I am Senior Vice President of Product and Marketing at Mojo Vision. I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about the topic of invisible computing and what it means to see the world through the world's first smart AR contact lenses. Mojo Vision is all about bringing information to people and doing so in a way that is natural and easy, and does it in a way that brings it into the real world in an eyes-up, hands-free method that allows you to stay engaged with the people around you and do it in a way that lets you look like yourself. And we're doing that by building a product that we call Mojo Lens. Mojo Lens is the world's first smart contact lens with a built-in display that gives you timely information without interrupting your focus. It's all about giving you the right information at the right time, exactly when it's needed, and doing it in a way so that you can just look like yourself. And when you don't need information, the technology just fades away. That's what we call invisible computing. Now, there have been many eras of computing before this over the last 40 to 50 years. Of course, it started with the invention of the PC, which then grew through the ubiquity of the internet and then became ever pervasive and in our pocket with the invention of mobile phones and smartphones in particular, that allowed us to get to the information whenever and however we wanted to. But we're at a point, an inflection point, where people are asking, what's next? What's that next big thing? And of course, the big companies are all asking that question as well. If you were to ask Tim Cook at Apple, he would tell you that it's all about augmented reality, and he's very excited about it. Of course, Mark Zuckerberg is excited about it as well, so much so that he renamed his company to Meta to take advantage of this thing that he calls the metaverse. Now, these companies are spending billions of dollars to create the next big thing, and you can see some examples on this slide right here. These are amazing technologies and amazing consumer products that deliver immersive experiences that are fun and mind-blowing in so many different ways. But they all have something in common, which is they're too big, they're too bulky, they're not something that are going to take the place of the smartphone that's in your pocket today. You're not going to be found wearing these walking down the street or having dinner with friends or sitting in a meeting. There really needs to be something better that pulls all of the capabilities together into a form factor that really is truly wearable, is truly discrete, truly invisible. And that's where invisible computing comes in. It's this idea that we can build a solution that is a superset of all these different market categories. The ubiquity and availability and ease of use of the smartphone, the always on heads-up display information where you need it in the world of AR and VR. Of course, the discreteness and convenience of smart wearables that are on your wrists or in your ear, and even health tech, being able to build out solutions that can tell you things about yourself and your own body and your own mental state. These are all things that we believe invisible computing can do someday. And that's why we're building Mojo Lens, the first instantiation of invisible computing. It has everything that it needs to deliver eyes-up, hands-free experiences that are socially acceptable. It's always available to you to give you information, but it can also help you focus. It allows you to enhance your vision, both with your normal eyesight as regular contact lenses, or by revealing information in the virtual world around you. And it can give you actionable feedback that tracks your health and understands your intent to do the right thing at the right time. Now, we've been working on this for a number of years. Here's a picture of the latest prototype of Mojo Lens that we completed recently. And this product is everything that we could imagine it would be. We've been working on this for a number of years, as you can see from the prototypes listed here. And of course, all of these different prototypes brought us closer and closer to where we are today. With today's feature-complete Mojo Lens, we have all the system elements and components and software necessary to understand what the experience can be for an invisible computing product and platform. And we're going to use the learnings from this prototype to be able to define our first product, which will allow anyone to be able to see augmented reality and get information in an invisible way. We're often asked, how does it work and what's inside of it? Here's a picture of Mojo Lens in the latest prototype. Of course, it has built-in batteries and power systems to allow us to power the lens. It has a custom microprocessor that we've built on ARM technology that also includes a wireless radio so that we can communicate with the lens and pull sensor data off the lens. Of course, built into it is also motion sensors that allow us to understand how your eye is moving. So a gyro, an accelerometer, a magnetometer, so that we can know exactly how the eye moves and how to shift content and space around you so it looks stable as you're trying to read it. And then, of course, there's the micro LED display. That is really the heart of Mojo Lens. And it's also the smallest and densest micro display in the world. We basically had to invent our own display in order to fit it inside of a contact lens. It's less than 0.5 millimeter in diameter, and it has 14,000 pixels per inch. That's compared to 500 to 600 pixels per inch in the typical smartphone today. That's an immense amount of pixels in such a small area so that we can show you images, we can show you video, we can show you the content that you want to see. You see here a view of this that's monochrome green, but we expect to be building color versions of this display in the future. We've also invented and included the world's best eye tracker in Mojo Lens. These capabilities allow us to hold imagery stable in space as your eyes are moving around the real world and trying to read the virtual content that's in front of you. But it also allows you to control that content. You can use your eyes as a pointing device to be able to interact with and manipulate and read the content that's in front of you. This is critical, and it really does become the world's first hands-free, eyes-up user interface that exists today. And here's a video that shows you what happens when you use your eyes to control the interface. You're basically scanning across content in the real world, and it's directly over your eye. So you're always looking at the center of the content, and as your eyes move, the cone of information moves with it. It's very intuitive, it's very easy to understand, and you always have content in front of you wherever you're looking. It even works with your eyes closed. And in case you were wondering or hadn't heard the news, we're actually starting to wear this prototype today. Our CEO, Drew Perkins, put on the lens for the first time in June 2022 to prove that the prototype and all its systems and software were working together. And he was able to see virtual content, including a compass application and a virtual teleprompter with text that he could read as it was scrolling across his eyes. It was very intuitive and proved that we can make this work. The next steps are that we're going to take this lens and put it on more eyes within Mojo and external to Mojo as we head towards first product, clinical trials, and bringing this to market. Now, we're often asked, who is Mojo Lens really for? And what is the customer progression? Well, we certainly believe that it is something that all consumers could wear. Anyone who wants to wear a smart contact lens should be able to wear Mojo Lens. But you don't jump to all consumers in one fell swoop. And so what we've done is we've picked a couple of smaller markets that really have specific needs for something that Mojo Lens can deliver. The first is low vision, people with vision impairments who will be able to use augmented reality overlays that allow them to see and interact with the real world in a way that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do by using edge detection and contrast enhancements and being able to zoom in on text and be able to zoom in on the world around them. And then the other areas around sports and performance, this idea that we can bring to athletes information that helps them with their performance. Specifically, we're talking about sports like running and training, golfing, cycling, skiing, individual sports where you want to have information in your eyes that helps you in the moment. And that's really one of the superpowers that Mojo Lens can deliver to you, is this idea of during data. We have lots of tools and technology that can help us before a sporting activity or competition. We have lots of tools that can help us to look backwards to see how we did and what happened. But we don't really have a lot of tools that can help us in the moment. You really don't want to be looking down at your phone or your smartwatch while you're trying to run or stay on a trail or stay focused on the slope in front of you. And so what Mojo Lens allows you to do is to get that information out of the screen and up into the real world in front of you. You can interact with your eyes and see all the information that's valuable to you. But instead of me talking about it, let me show you a video. So you saw from those videos that Mojo Lens can deliver a lot of different useful information to you, whether it's core metrics visualization, it could be safety information, it could be coaching information and performance information, anything that we want to deliver to you that lets you stay in the flow, stay in the zone and focused on what you're doing in front of you. And so we're very excited about those capabilities for this product. Of course, that during data can apply throughout the day. We call those everyday Mojo moments. These could be the speech that you're about to give. It could be the ingredients and recipe for the meal that you're about to prepare. It could be music and chords and lyrics if you're a musician, or directions if you need to find where you're needing to go, or just simple notifications. All of these things are possible with Mojo Lens throughout the day. And we're very excited to be bringing this product and building this category of invisible computing. I want to thank you for your time today, for learning about Mojo Lens, learning about invisible computing, and hope to see you online and interact with us at mojo.vision. You can find us on LinkedIn as well as Twitter. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve, for an inspiring talk with us.